Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to get all the collectibles in Space Marine 2. Now, two things I want to make note of. You can obtain everything solo, and you can quit out of a mission once you get the data file. Also, if you already have it, it won't be able to be collected again. You can look at them at the main menu in the cargo hold. Now, this is at the beginning of Mission 1, Skyfire. This is story progression. You're going to have to come here, but before you go right where you're supposed to go, you want to go left between these two flowers and this dead body. You're going to find the first collectible. Now, I won't be playing the audio logs here. I'll have a separate video with all the audio logs being played. Alright, this is later on in the mission. You're going to have to go across this little chasm. Now, when you go across it, you're supposed to go left to meet up with some other soldiers. You're going to instead go right by that tower. There's going to be a little ledge you can jump off, and the collectible is right in front of you. Alright, this is when you get inside the facility. You're going to have to come here again with story progression, impossible to miss. You're supposed to go right into that turbine area where you're going to fight a bunch of enemies and go through another door. You want to go left instead, up these stairs, and the collectible is right in front of you right here. Now, this is later on in the mission. You're going to come to the telecommunication tower. What you want to do is get to the elevator. Instead of coming onto the elevator, you want to go on the right side. You're going to see the collectible is in plain sight. And as I stated and shown in the last collectible, if you already gathered it, you won't be able to play it, but you can listen to all the collectibles from the main menu cargo area. Just hit the menu option and you should be able to play them there. Alright, we're heading into Operation 2 Severance. This is when you come to this bridge area. You're going to have to cross that bridge right there. And here is the outpost that was overrun. So what you want to do, instead of going right towards the bridge, you want to go left, follow this path, and behind this tank, I believe. Yeah, it's a tank. You're going to find the next collectible. Okay, after a while, you're going to come to the main facility. You're supposed to go right into the elevator. Instead, head straight forward, and on the right side is the next collectible. Alright, this is later on into the facility where you're going to come to this area where you find out that the bugs have basically been using human flesh for their own biomass purposes, a lot like the Flood from Halo. But you're going to kill all the enemies in this area. On the right side, there's going to be a control panel you want to interact with. If you can't interact with the control panel, kill all the enemies in the area. I found that works. You're going to open this door. A bunch of enemies are going to flood out. Kill them, then head to the right side, follow the path, and right at the end of the path, looking forward, will be the next collectible. If you look right, you'll also get a more powerful weapon, but if you're playing this solo, you probably want to keep the flamethrower. But here's the collectible. Okay, this is when you get the jetpack for the first time. You want to stick to the right side. This is story progression. You're going to have to come here. I'm going to keep saying that because a lot of people say I don't give clear directions. Not exactly how it can be more clearer than literal story progression, but you're going to come, follow this path, and you're going to come to a valley area. You want to use the jetpack to get to the left side ledge, and you're going to grab the next collectible. Alright, this is Planet 2, Operation 3, Machineras Divina Test. You're supposed to unfurl this bridge. You're going to have a big horde battle. And what you're going to do is come left here. And you're going to find the broken banister right here. I made a mistake. It's the third one. And you're going to find the collectible right here. So this is right after that massive horde battle when you're waiting for the bridge to unfurl. Alright, this is later on in the mission. You're going to be actively hunted by a link tour. What you want to do is head towards the right side. You first see the alien when it's well, a little further down this hallway. So we're going to walk down here. We're going to see the drones are being commanded by it. You're supposed to go left. You can see the shadow is going to lead you to a dark room, or at least a room that's going to lose power. Instead, you're going to go right here, circle around, and you're going to find the next data bank. Alright, this one is very easy. So same mission, you're going to come down to this hallway. There's going to be a door that needs time to be unlocked. You're going to fight a bunch of enemies. Then you're going to head back into the door and just head forward. And on the right side is the collectible. Alright, this is part 2 of Operation 3, Servant of the Machine. You're going to come to this elevator for story progression. I skipped ahead for the elevator entire part. You're going to come to the left side right here, and on this walkway is going to be the next collectible. Alright, this is after the cutscene plays in Operation 3. You're going to come to this area. This is right start after the cutscene. You're going to come right here. You're supposed to go left side down that walkway. Instead, you're going to go to the right side right here, and that's where the collectible is. Alright, this is Operation 4, Voidsong. You're going to fight a bunch of enemies on this balcony with a bunch of other soldiers. You're going to have to come through this door, and you're going to have to restart power to the new door that you're going to find. Instead, you want to go left, and you're going to see a resupply station. You're going to go around the wall, and then you're going to find the next collectible. But be warned, there are spores back there, so shoot them before you go around fully. Alright, this is later on. You're going to fight a bunch of enemies in this courtyard area. You're going to go around the circle, open a door, and you're supposed to use the jetpack to get from point A to point B. But on the right side, on a very high ledge, use the jetpack. You'll find the next collectible. Alright, this is later on story progression. You're going to have to talk to Lord Calrock through a transmission. Instead of following the path that you're supposed to, you're going to take a hard right, make a U-turn right here. Behind the sand barricades, you're going to find the next collectible. Alright, this is the final planet, Operation 5, Dawn's Descent. You're going to come to this altar story progression you destroyed for that platform to come down. You're going to get to the church. I'm going to speed this up by 3 times, but you get to the church and you're supposed to go right inside to the church with that big hole you can see in the upper left-hand corner. Instead, you're going to go around the corner and grab the next collectible. I have to make note that the next part of this operation you can only play if you play through Dawn's Descent, so just make sure that you don't quit out of this chapter. So after that, you want to go through the campaign, and then you're going to get to this cutscene. You're going to eventually be transported to this graveyard. You're going to stick to the left side path. It's going to take you down a little set of stairs, and on the right side is the next collectible. Remember, you have to play the entirety of Dawn's Descent to get to the final chapter, so after you get the collectible, don't quit out, just keep going forward if you need the next set of collectibles. Alright, this is later on. You're going to have to destroy this altar again, and you're going to see a little apparition of Imara. When you get to where he's floating right there, you want to make a hard left behind that left-hand pillar. Once you do that, you'll find the next collectible. Alright, you're gonna come to this area, you're gonna push that pillar aside and fight a bunch of enemies in this area. That barrier is gonna collapse, and on the right side is the collectible. If you need more context, this is where the Marines are gonna talk about how all the stuff they dug up in this area should have been destroyed, but wasn't. So that's more context in case you get lost, but literally it's that big head machine. It's pretty hard to not notice that. Alright, this is the final chapter of the game, Bellum Semperturas. So you're going to come here, just follow this path after everyone's lost their mind due to the corruption, and you'll find the next collectible. Alright, this is when you get to the mausoleum. Instead of going right where you're supposed to go, you're going to go directly forward up some stairs, and on the left side is going to be the next collectible. That's where you're supposed to go. You're going to come here instead. Alright, this is the final collectible in the mainline campaign. So you're going to come here to this balcony area. A little cutscene's going to play showing the obelisk turning over. You're supposed to head straight forward after the barrier dissipates. You're going to go right from the doorway, and you're going to find the final collectible. And then we're going to get into operations. Remember, operations you can play solo. It's difficult with AI because they suck, but it can be done solo. Alright, this is Operations 1, Inferno. What you want to do from the beginning of the mission, just head down this path I'm going to show you. Later on, you're going to find a bushel of flowers, and you're supposed to go left. You want to go right into a bunker, and inside at the end of the hallway on the right side, you're going to see the collectible. Now, if you play this multiplayer cooperatively, everyone does have to grab the collectible. One person can't just grab it like the resources in these operations. Everyone has to grab it, and you can highlight it for other players. Alright, this is later on into the chapter, well, the operations. You're supposed to go into that elevator right in front of me. You can see it up there. Instead, you're going to go left, and you're going to find this ramp. You're going to go up these two ramps, and on the left side on some crates is the next collectible. Alright, this is Operation 2, Decapitation. You're going to come to this church. You're going to head all the way up these stairs. You're going to take the left side of the stairwell. When you come here, make a right, so you're on the left side when you're going up. You're supposed to go right into this rubble. I'm about to show it, but instead you're going to go left, and you see that opening that's right in front of me, right there? That's where you want to go. So this is where you're supposed to go. Instead, you're going to come over here and go through this doorway and make a left. Alright, this is later on. You're going to come to this giant tube. You're going to see the hive tyrant on the left side. You're going to follow this path. It's very easy to find. You're just going to stick to the left side, go into a little crevice, and just grab the collectible in there. Alright, this is later on into Operations 3. You're going to come up this elevator story progression. Instead, you're going to go right here. And when you go right, you want to make a hard left. You're supposed to go straight down this path. Come here, go up this ramp, and you're going to make a left and a right, and you're going to get the next collectible. Alright, this one is very easy to miss. So what you want to do is when you take the elevator portion of this operation right here, you're supposed to interact with this console. You're going to head it all the way down to the final floor. The final one, that left side with the blue hue, that's where you're supposed to go. From the console terminal, you want to find the collectible right here. It's also on the right side of the door you're supposed to enter. So hold select if you want a general idea. So that door is where you're supposed to go, and that's where the collectible is located, where I just showed it. So just to give more references, here it is. So, alright, we've reached Operation 4. You're supposed to go through that door. You're supposed to hit this console right here. You want to come up here to these stairs on the left side, and on the left wall is going to be the next collectible. Alright, this is later on in Operation 4. You're supposed to come to this area. You're going to see it all covered in flames. It looks like something out of Bloodborne. But this is where the Helldrake is constantly swooping the area with fire. I've already done this portion, so the Helldrake despawned. But you want to come to this first building. This is the first building. And you want to make a right, then another right. You should come onto this balcony right here. And the second right, there's your collectible. Alright, Operation 5, you come to this area. This is a little section where you have to hold off enemies while that stone garbage is hoisted up. You're going to come down here. There's the little supply repo. You're supposed to come there, make a left, then another left. You want to come to the end of this hallway, and there it is, the next collectible. Alright, later on in Fall of Atreus, you're supposed to come up to this ramp. You're supposed to keep climbing it all the way to the top. Just follow this path. I'm going to go up to 2 stories to around 2.5. Right here, this is where you're going to make a hard left. That's where you're supposed to go. You want to come here instead. Make a right, and there's the next collectible. Alright, this is Ballistic Engine, the final operation and final set of collectibles. This is the first door you ever enter into the chapter. You want to go right, you're supposed to go left into that hallway. Instead, you're going to come into here and grab the next collectible. Remember, it's the first door that you walk into. Alright, this is later on in the chapter. You're going to come to this area where you're supposed to hit this console to get into the train yard. What you're going to do is drop down both stories. This is story progression. You're going to have to drop down. But when you drop down into the train yard, you want to make a left. Head down to the end of the train tracks. Make a right. And you're going to find the collectible in a little crevice. So if this guide helped you in any way, remember to like, sub, and share. Good luck. It takes a lot, but I believe in all of you. So, goodbye.